Welcome back to the Arbitress YouTube channel. Today's class will be learning how to make this simple placket. Okay, so we'll be learning how to make this in a very simple way, and this tutorial is very beginner friendly. If this is something you would like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Okay, so for this tutorial I'm going to be using this lemon fabric as my main bodies, and then I'm going to use this black fabric for my placket. So now, because my chalk may not be so visible on this lemon fabric, I'm going to draw my markings on this paper so that we can see what I'm going to do very well. So now I have my paper like this. So you just need to fold it into two so that you can get your center fold. That's your center point. That's the center part of your neckline. If you are going to be putting this placket around your on your neckline area, or wherever it is you want to put it. So now I folded this now, and you can see my crease line, but I'm still going to draw it out so that we can see the line. Okay, the center line. So now the length of this line depends on how long you want your placket to be. So your placket can be 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches long, depending on what you want. But I'm just going to leave it at 4 inches, which is there, which means all my marking is going to stop around this 4 inches. So now I'm placing my ruler on it, and then I'm marking this out. So this is the center point of my neckline. So now for my placket, I'm going to mark like half an inch to this side and then half an inch towards the other side. So I'm just going to place my ruler. You can see the line here, it's like I'm half an inch. So I'm just going to place it here and then use it to mark out my half an inch up to the 4 inches mark. And then also on the other side, I'm going to place it on this line. You can see this line that I have here. Okay, so this second bold line here, I'm just going to place it on my center front, and that's going to guide me. So if you don't want to do this, you can just take your tape measure now and measure half an inch to this side, then half an inch to the other side now, and then you mark it. So here I'm going to connect it like this. So after marking it like this, the next thing you want to do on this base line, on the hem point, you go upwards by half an inch again like this, and then from there you take your ruler and connect it diagonally to this side, and then you do the same thing to this side. Okay, so this is the same marking that I'm going to do on my main fabric. Okay, so I've gone ahead to mark this out on my fabric also. I hope it is visible. Okay, so this is what I have. So now after marking it out, I'm just going to take my scissors and then cut on the center line. So let me just use this to show us how I'm going to cut it also. So now on this center fold line here, I'm going to cut through it, and when I get to this point here, I'm going to stop and then cut diagonally to the side like this, and then also cut diagonally to the other side like this. So you can see how I've cut it. So that's the same thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and then from here I'm going to cut to this side, and then also I'm going to cut to the other side. Okay, so you can see what I have here now. You can see how it has opened up for me. So I have cut this out. So the next thing to do, so now I'm going to fold this. I want this to be like on a straight line. So we are trying to look for the best method to do it as easy as possible. So to do this, I'm just picking this side now, and then I'm folding it diagonally, following this line. Remember, we went inwards like this. So I'm just following the lines diagonally like this. You can see how I folded it. Just follow what I'm doing. Then after folding it diagonally, just pick this now and then spread it out in such a way that your line, you can see the marking that we have, has to be on a straight line. Okay, so you can see what I did. So this is how it is before. Remember, we went upwards by half an inch, and then we slanted it. So I'm just following this slant line now, and then I folded it like this. Then after folding it, following the slant line, I just opened it up. So after opening it up, what I will have is that I'll have my line that I marked earlier on a it is going to be on a straight line like this. So you can just iron this down, or you just hold it with your pin like this. You can see it that it is on a straight line. So I hope you can see this clearly. So now on the other side also, just like I did for this, I'm going to fold it diagonally, following the line. that we did there. Then after folding diagonally, I'm going to open it up also, so that I will have this part also on a straight line. So everything now is on a straight line. So after having it like that, I'm going to hold it with my pin so you can see what I have. So the next thing for you to cut your placket now is to measure what you have here. So I have around 13 inches, and then I'm going to use that to cut out a fabric of 13, so you can make it 14 inches for allowance. If it's too much, you just cut off the excess. So I'm going to cut out the fabric of 14 inches length, and then the width is going to be how wide you want your placket to be. So for me, I want the placket to be around 1¼ inch long. Okay, so which means by the time we fold it into two, we'll have 2½ inches, and then I'm going to add half inch for folding in also, or you can do 1/4 inch. So if you are doing 1/4 inch, we'll have a total of 3 inches, which means I'm going to cut a fabric of 13 inches by 3 inches from my black fabric, and then I'm going to add my interfacing to it to make the collar a bit strong. So I'm gonna need to cut out this collar, and like I said, you can see that I added extra inches to it. It's longer than what I have, so the total length of this collar is around 1¼ inch. As we can see, it depends on how wide you want yours to be, and then you can see that it's on fold like this. Then I added half an inch on both sides to fold it in before I added my interfacing to all of it before folding it in with my iron like this, so that it will be easy for me to work with. So in total, I have a total of around 15 inches length, and then the width of this is around 3½ inches. So I folded it into 2/4, and then I folded half inch inwards like this with my iron. So it's going to be very easy. You can see that I already have it formed like this. So to make this easy now, I'm just going to tuck in what we have here, the ½ inch that we have here. I'm going to tuck it in like this, and then I'm going to hold it down with my pin. Okay, so that's why you want this part to be straight. That was why we made this part straight, so that it's going to be easy for us. So I'm just tucking it in like this, and then I'm going to hold everything down with my pin before I go ahead to iron this on my sewing machine. Okay, so just make sure that when you are folding this, when you are making it straight, you make sure that it's not overlapping. Everything just has to be on this straight line, so that by the time you finish sewing it, it's not going to give you any issue. So you can see that I have it opened up like this, not that this has to be folding on it. So please take notes of that. So I'm on the machine now. I'm just going to sew it straight. You just need to sew it straight, and that's all you need to do. This is sewn now, and you can see that I've sewn it as close as possible. So this is what I have on the other side. So you see what I was saying by not letting it overlap. So you can see that it's opening up very well for me. So now I can remove this pin, and you can see what I have. Now the excess that you have on it, I'm just going to cut it off. Okay, so I'm cutting off this excess on both sides, and this is what I have. So now to fold this, you can see what the collar is looking like. Now to fold this, I'm just simply going to open this one side. I'm going to open it up like this, and then fold this diagonally, so you can see what I have. It was formally like this. I opened this like in a diagonal form, then I pressed my collar inwards like this. So after pressing one side inwards, this side that you opened up, you're just going to fold it on it directly, so that I can have this V shape that we have there, and then the collar is just going to lap on top of each other like this. So after having this, now the next thing now is for us to sew it down. So after folding it like this, you can just hold it with the pin, or you just sew it directly. So I can just hold it down here with the pin, and then take it to your sewing machine and run a stitch like this, and then along the V shape just to hold it down. need to cut out your thread and give it a good press, and this is what the placket looks like. You can see how neat this is looking. You can place this anywhere it is that you want. So this is what it looks like on the wrong side, and this is what it looks like on the right side. So I hope you enjoyed making this simple tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.